What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Tyler. Behind me is the Sandworm, and today we're going to be talking about something that honestly I've put in my Amazon cart probably 20 different times because I didn't know if it was overkill, if I really needed it or not. But today I decided to go ahead and do it because I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it, and that's going to be a fire extinguisher. And I'll talk about why I went ahead and got one, and then how we're going to mount it after we roll the intro. So I finally got a fire extinguisher, and this is class ABC, which for those of you that may not know, ABC is going to cover your normal combustibles like trash, you like your campfire, things like that. And then B is going to be like gasoline, chemicals and grease and things of that sorts, liquids. And then C covers electrical. So the reason I went with this one, this is your most common fire extinguisher that you can see in buildings and stuff. I got one for the house. This came as a 2-pack, but I got one for the truck as well because when I'm camping, this will cover, if campfire gets out of hand for some reason. This will cover if like I'm cooking on the stovetop camping or something, that'll cover that. And then electrical, just because I do my own wiring in my truck and things like that. Not that I'm not confident in my wiring, but things just go wrong sometimes. And I went ahead and got this because I was actually hanging out at a local mountain bike place here in Tulsa, and a guy pulled up in a Jeep, and as he pulls up you see smoke rolling out from under his hood, and he gets up, parks, pops the hood, and there's flames just in his engine bay, and he's trying to throw gravel and dirt onto the fire. Looking around, nobody's got water, nobody's got fire extinguishers. So not only will this be good for me, but if I'm in that scenario again, it'll be there. And so I'm going to show you my mounting solution that I found on Amazon as well. So this came off Amazon. I'll link this. The mounting solution I found on Amazon was this quick release mount. And this came from Amazon. I don't remember how much it was, but I'll link it. But anyways, it comes with these rings. So I'm using the smaller rings because this is a smaller fire extinguisher, but it does come with 2 for fire extinguisher, and then 2 other ones because this is actually slightly curved. So this part is for the fire extinguisher, but this part has a slight curve to it. So you can use this for your UTV or side-by-side on a roll cage or Jeep. But I went with this because I can also bolt this to my roof rack, which I plan to do. You pull this quick release lever, and it's a lot easier if it was bolted down, and then your fire extinguisher would just pop off with that. So you don't have to think about it. You pull your fire extinguisher off, and you're good to go. And I haven't decided which side I'm going to mount this. Usually I'm by myself, so the driver's side might make sense. I don't know. I'm going to rearrange the stuff on the roof rack anyways because I have more stuff that I'm going to be mounting up there, like some roto packs and things. But I think for now I'm going to mount it on this side just to see how it is, see how it rides, see if it rattles around, and maybe I'll find an alternative later. But let's go ahead and mount the fire extinguisher to this, and then so we'll take this apart, mount the fire extinguisher to this part, and then we'll mount this up to the truck. Okay, so we've got these, I forget what they're called, these rings tightened down, the mount tightened up, it's tight. Pull the pin, spray. Obviously it's going to be mounted onto the truck with the nozzle facing down, so I might mount it that way or change it and mount it that way. I don't know. I'll probably just mount it that way for now. I can adjust it later. But now we're going to put the actual mount onto the roof rack and see how that looks. So I just got some normal hardware laying around from Lowe's. These are the bolts I'm going to be using because this is slightly curved on the inside, so when I drop these in there, they will sit flush, and then just some nuts and some washers on there. But let's go ahead and get this bolted up. Okay, so we've got everything mounted up. Now we just slide this in here, pull the pin, that locks into place, and now we have a fire extinguisher mounted. So in an emergency, you just pull that and quick release. I think someday when I get a bed rack, it'll probably go back there just because it's a little easier to reach if it was on a molly panel on the bed, just because I'm shorter. But the reason I say to get one of these is just, you know, if you're off-roading like I do and you're out on a trail where emergency services can't get out there, it's good to just have this stuff in case. I was thinking about that when I got back from Arizona. We were out there in the middle of the desert, you know, on some trails that, you know, a fire truck's not going to be able to get down. Even a smaller, you know, just normal 4-door, half-ton pickup, quarter-ton pickup is not going to make it down some of those trails that we went down. They're not going to be built and prepared for it. So having something like this is great. This covers your grease, liquids, gas, your trash, your campfire, and electrical in case anything goes wrong with your vehicle. I know these newer vehicles, it's not as likely for something like that to go wrong electrical wise. But I know some of these older vehicles, like these older Toyotas, these older 4Runners and Jeeps and things like that, that you guys might build to off-road and stuff, sometimes those have a higher potential of fire risk. And so something like that would be great. That's why I decided to go ahead and do it. Like I said, I added this to my Amazon cart probably 20 different times, never bought it, and then started thinking about how often I plan to camp, if I'm out in the middle of a trail where somebody can't get to put out a fire, especially after, you know, everything that's been going on with fires and stuff. And then if you just see somebody like I did that one time with that guy with the older Jeep that rolled up, his truck was overheating. I think it was actually his steering fluid started leaking and just burst into flames. And so something like this would be great. There are other types of fires, so other types of fire extinguishers, so make sure you read which one you're buying so it covers what you need it for. Like I said, this one's ABC fires. Your normal fires, trash, wood, liquids like gas and grease, and then electrical. So this one covers pretty much the basics of what most people would need, and this is like the most basic fire extinguisher that most buildings and things have. So, but I'll link all this below in Amazon. I'll link all these Amazon links below, but that's it. And like I said, this can mount to a roll cage. I just have it bolted to the roof rack, and it's gonna rattle a little bit, but it's in there pretty solid, so I'm not worried about that going anywhere. But anyways, make sure you like and subscribe to this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.